Grüß Gott und herzlich willkommen, meine Damen und Herren. Wir sagen in Istanbul, willkommen Istanbul bei trüben, regnerischen, stürmischen Wetter. Aber wir wollen uns ja heute mit dem Bezug von Textilien und Bekleidung aus der Türkei beschäftigen. Da kann das Wetter ja keine Rolle spielen. Wir, was heißt das? Mein Name ist Georg Karabatschik, ich bin der Wirtschaftsdelegierte hier in der Türkei, auch für Georgien und Aserbaidschan zuständig. Wir haben heute einen Guest Speaker, Mr. Uğur Çavuşoğlu, Director of Win Made in Turkey. He will talk about the Turkish textile and clothing industry. He will talk in English, as you know. Und dann habe ich meine Kollegin und Spezialistin, Frau von der Bög-Erhund, die wird das am Ende Ihnen noch einen kurzen Überblick geben. Das war schnell und kurz. Beim Fragen- und Antwortenbereich gehe ich gerne noch auf andere Spezialbereiche ein, wenn Sie das interessiert. But now I would like to switch to English. And I think what you're really waiting for is now to see how the Turkish textile and clothing industry looks like, what you can expect. I would like to hand over to Uğur Çavuşoğlu, Director of Win Made in Turkey, and he will give us an overview. Thank you. Uğur, up to you.
Thank you, Georg, for your explanation. First, I would like to thank the organizers for the invitation and opportunity to share with you what I have experienced about the industry. I will speak shortly about my experiences in textile and clothing industry. I have been in this industry since more than 20 years. I started this business in our family-owned production company. Then I went to the UK for studying. While I was studying, also I worked in a British garment manufacturing company in Manchester. After successfully 20 plus years in business life, me and my wife decided to create our own business. Also, she is a fashion designer and she has 13 years experience in women's and kids wear across all categories in both high-end and mass market retail brands. With the development of the digitalization, we are on process to developing an cloud-based end-to-end supply chain platforms for the retailers, brands, designers, wholesalers, individuals from design to retail. So let's go to the presentation. Turkey is the main actors in the world, which has an integrated industry in textile, leather, and footwear. You can be able to see the main advantages of the industry, but from the perspective of the European clients, the most important topics, you can reach to Istanbul within 2 hours flight distance. This allows you to wake up in Vienna, take a flight to Istanbul, and visit each supplier to resolve the issue quickly and productively in Istanbul, and back again on the same day to sleep at home in Vienna. Another important issue, after the World War II, Italy emerged as a fashion destination. However, Italian branded products and the collections more sensitive to trends were manufactured in Turkey. And since from the 80s, still Turkey is the main manufacturer of the famous Rhodes brand. And this process has gained the confidence, know-how, development of infrastructure of the Turkish textile and clothing industry. Also, another important issue with the EU, the collaboration has steadily increases year over year as a result of the custom union, which was signed on 1996 with Turkey and the European Union. So this allows direct access to the European market, which are the made in Turkey products without the custom taxes. So you can be able to do any made in Turkey products. You can be able to reach 1 billion consumers. From the perspective of the textile, Turkey ranked world as the 5th biggest supplier, European 2nd biggest supplier after China. Turkey is the leading producer and exporter in knitted and denim, especially denim fabrics. Also well-known producer of high-quality organic cotton. From the clothing perspective, Turkey is the fourth biggest supplier in the world, and the world's third biggest hosiery supplier after China and Italy, world's biggest woven product supplier after China and Bangladesh, leader in as well as in the textile, the fabric of the denim, especially, and denim products and knitted products. Also the world's fourth biggest home textile supplier of the world. From the European perspective, the trade flow with Europe, Turkey, Europeans' third biggest supplier after China and Bangladesh. Year over year, it's increasing the share in the European market, the Turkish products. Also, Turkey has a textile manufacturing history dating back to history of Silk Road, dates as far back as 300 BC. Many merchants, armies, and nomadic caravans have traveled along from Bursa, which is the main city of the textile in Turkey, from Bursa into the heart of Europe, carrying the clothes made out of silk. So let's see the film.
In 400 AD, farmers began to cultivate cotton in the southern region of Anatolia in present-day Turkey. Throughout the days of the Byzantine and Ottoman empires, Turkish cotton traveled to Europe and around the globe, weaving this natural fiber into the pages of history. Since the 1980s, Turkey has led the world in organic cotton production. More than 40% of the world's organic cotton is grown in Turkey, where the climate, soil, and temperatures are ideal for this sun-loving plant. Organic practices and hand farming have a lower carbon footprint than other farming methods, and no chemical pesticides or fertilizers are used. Organic cotton products are a great choice for customers who are concerned about their impact on the earth. Barnes Organic Cotton is certified by SCAL or OCIA, international agencies that monitor the farms, the production process, and the storage facilities. Our efforts to support organic farming will help more farmers make the transition to these chemical-free practices.
Organic cotton is better for you, better for the farmers, and better for the environment.
As for the textile manufacturing process, Turkey has Europe's largest vertically integrated apparel and textile manufacturing capacity. On the left cycle, where the final product is completed starting from cotton production through all production stages, including sustainability, cotton for the better cotton, which is known as the BCI, social responsibility, transparency, ethical trade, recycled production, fast supply process, fashion and design skills, and flexibility in production development. Also, the conventional textile production process has a long history of converting the natural fiber into useful product, including yarn and fabric, to home textiles, clothing, furnishing, and more recently into a technical textile through the utilization of spatial finishing effects. Now, here you see the production cycle of clothing together with the details of each processes, such as textile, fashion and home, and footwear. Today, to take advantage of opportunities in the current garment manufacturing industry, everything starts to learn about trends and follow the new trends to offer items that best fit consumers' tastes. So it is important to decide what kind of ranges will it appear in your collection. Is it reflecting the trend? Can these materials sourced in terms of your lead time period? Does it have any restriction with the minimum order quantity by fabric, style, or the color? All this and the more of these questions address to have your production planning advance within details as per this flow. So there is no standard terms and conditions in garment industries. The only standard is at the end of the production cycle with quality control and logistic, including the custom clearance to deliver to the point of sale or warehouse of your customers. A survey conducted in September 2018 by McKinsey Global Institute, they asked apparel sourcing executives and industry participants to comment on what will be your company's most important market of nearshoring in 2025. This was asked in 2018. According to the survey, 29% of the European participants believe that Turkey will be their nearshoring market by 2025. At the same survey, they asked to the same participants what percentage of your sourcing volume will come from nearshoring in 2018 and 2025. In 2018, the respondents, 52%, they say 5% of their sourcing volume was from nearshoring, from near the countries. But nearly 2/3 of respondents' expectation in that day in 2018 was shifting 50% of their offshore supply volume to nearshoring by 2025. During the pandemic period, McKinsey conducted another survey, and it shows that 43% of the fashion executives here plan to reduce their product development lead times. That means they would like to shift their offshore supply to the nearshoring. And it shows that the fashion executives will have more actions to try understand and analyze their customer demand to shape their assortments. Also, changing their buying strategy with flexible in-season management. First, test their product. Then, if the feedbacks are positive, they gonna be replenish the products. The key factor to sourcing from Turkey is speed to market. The ability to place small through to larger scale orders give flexibility, and the ability to trial new products and trends and be quick to market with these allows you to make small orders and repeat on styles. You don't have to carry extra orders, extra stocks especially. And products can be turned around quickly, so the orders can be placed and samples can be received 5 to 7 days later after you deliver your orders. Turkish manufacturers can offer faster delivery times and flexibility to repeat in season. As you see on the table, Asia cannot compete with Turkey's close proximity to the Europe, which allows buyers to quickly make repeat orders on products that are flying off the rails, or to quickly make changes. For example, trying new patterns or a new colorway to existing designs. So by supplying from Turkey, you can be able to get it in 3 to 6 days, but from the Asia, it takes only the transportation period, it's 30 days. So Turkey is a crucial market for many European fashion startups or micro brands, because the European textile and clothing industry consists of 99.8% from the micro and small and medium-sized enterprises. And their success depends to have fast track for their hero collection in a short lead times, and they need to have the high flexibility from suppliers for their small production quantities. On the next slide, you can see the most of the micro brands buying and sourcing behaviors are similar. The SKU creation and expansion characteristics as shown in this diagram. For example, the micro brands, they start with the one t-shirt in 3 colors. In 8 months period, successfully launch same t-shirt, but with the new trend fashions according to the trend printed versions. So at the end of the first year, they launch new categories and doubling their SKUs. This enabled them to move in pure financial growth to adding more products and categories in their collection. By doing this, they are doubling, tripling their SKUs counts every year. On the next slide, you can see some, unfortunately, they are facing with the challenges as written here. So the recruiting designers, it's not easy for them because the expenses is high, but they have the small quantities. They don't be able to find skilled labor shortage. The minimum order quantities restrict to make their production. Reaching a supply network is not easy for them. The quality assurance also, it's another important issue. And the most important is the unsold goods, which are also the big brands facing, like H&M, with these problems. So to power their supply chains, these micro brands are looking for some combinations of the expertise, knowledge, education on where, when, how, and why to source and manufacture their collection and products. They are looking for trust, visibility, and transparency on sourcing products. They would like to have hands-on management and concierge level service, especially for the first 8 to 12 months period. And later on, at the growing stage, ability to understand, research, and plan their strategies, tactics about their categories in their markets. The next slide, it's showing that what is the situation in the textile and garment industry. Now, in the past, trends were defined by the fashion designers and renowned fashion houses and then adapted to the commercial markets, retailers. The way it works today is more of an exchange. Influencers are having a growing impact on the fashion industry and become the trendsetters and tastemakers. A new generation of consumer insight is gaining importance for the design and product development process. So we should follow the street and industry trends, and we need to be more online visibility for our brands. On the next slide, another important information, according to the Europe's production by subsectors numbers, the clothing, you can see 41%. The clothing manufacturing is the main contributor to the total production. Out of this clothing, knitwear is the top of the list with the 21.5 billion value. Another important topics with the categories, active sportswear. You can see the highest growth with the 9.7. It's on the active sportswear. It is the fastest growing category. So fashion market is followed by the fabric and technical textile products, which are the fabrics is the 7%, represents 17%, and the technical textile represents 16% of the subsectors. So those are the top 3 sectors, and currently technical textiles occupies strong market consumption. It is significantly an important sector for industrial development especially in European Union. On the next slide, we see the global technical textiles market will grow exponentially from 2011 to 2018. The global technical textiles import have steadily increased by nearly 35% in the last 10 years. Especially with the COVID-19 pandemic, the increasing demand for the protective technical textile raised the growth expectations even higher than what we expect. So on the next slide, you can see that there are 12 types of technical textile with an example product application, which are mentioned here: agrotech, buildtech, low-tech, geotech, hometech, indutech, medtech, mobiltech, ecotech, pectech, protech, and sporttech. The subsectors of technical textiles is one of the most dynamic, counting for a growing share in the European technical production. So also the Turkey is 50.4% of the technical textile we are exporting directly to EU countries. Next slide is briefly summarizing the industry shifting from economies of scale to economies of scope. So to survive in the market, there must some must-haves which we should have it. So the first thing, we need to understand the customer needs. So we need to customize our products according to their needs. We should concentrate niche products rather than the mass market. As much as digitalize our business, and the most important thing, we shouldn't put all our eggs into the one pot. So thanks for your time and listening me. And on the next slide, I am leaving it to the Funda